Let's go. Oh, hit him.
This is exciting, guys, because iClone finally has an inbuilt video to mocap feature that's called Video Mocap. It's a plugin. This is a partnership between QuickMagic and Reallusion. So remember when we had to go to QuickMagic and export a file with this profile, the CC and iClone profile. So you would upload your video, and that video would then be converted into mocap, but then you would have to assign this to a character. Well, that has been changed. So iClone right now can support within iClone itself. You no longer have to go directly to QuickMagic. You can do it within iClone. And here's the scene. Let me play back so you can see. There's the video up at the top that I used, and I was able to convert one video at a time. So currently, there's no feature that enables you to convert both characters at the same time. So if you have two actors in a video, you can only do one at a time. And I'm going to walk you through how to do this. One of the things that you need to do first is make sure that you go to your Reallusion hub. Go to your Reallusion hub over here and make sure iClone is selected. And if you see an update up here, and it says there's a new update for 8.63, please install it because you're going to need iClone 8.63, and you're also going to need the Video Mocap plugin, which is free right here. The plugin is free, but the processing of the data of the videos is not free. So it's going to be, after you install the plugin, it's going to be the same way that you would go to QuickMagic and then go through the process here, but the interface is going to be native to iClone. There's so many cool things that they've added in here that I think the benefit of this is that once the data is brought in, you no longer have to rely on converting the mocap file. It's just going to natively drop it onto the character without any issues whatsoever. There's no retargeting, anything like that. Everything is done straight from the plugin into the iClone character. Okay, so as you can see here, these two models over here, these started off without the motion capture data, and then I was able to convert the data from the video that you see playing up at the top, and then apply each video to this character. So like I was saying, make sure that you have this Video Mocap plugin installed. And then you're also going to need some DA points, right? So in iClone over here, up at the top, you're going to see these are the DA points available to you. And this only shows up if you're logged into your account. So make sure that you log in. And then if you click the plus sign over here, you're going to see that they will take you to the website, the Reallusion website, where you can purchase DA points. So each processing of the session of the mocap file is going to cost you 250 DA points. That translates to, if you look up here at the top, $1 is equal to 100 DA points. So 250, that's $2.50 per processing. So make sure that you have plenty of these. This is $10 to get 1,000 of those. So you'll be able to do 8 videos. So think about it in terms of if you have a motion capture suit, if you were to pay for a motion capture suit, what the balancing act is. So it's up to you to balance it. Is it better to buy a motion capture suit, or is it better to actually buy these points, test out your short film or the idea that you have the concept, and then when you're ready, you can buy a mocap suit. But I think this is really good to get you closer to getting your dream to come to life and be able to apply motion capture data to your characters, just like you see in here. Okay, so first, after the plugin is installed, you're definitely going to see a new option here, a Video Mocap. Okay, and it's also going to be under plugins, Video Mocap, and you can click on Video Mocap right here. So when the plugin is loaded, it's going to have this section where you can add a video, and it also has some samples that you can use. Once the video is processed, it will show up as applicables. When you click on it, you can apply the motion to the character, and this is the video that's unprocessed. So it will show you that you can generate this for free as a test. Okay, so try this before you buy any DA points, and then it will show you how many DA points that you have. So let's go ahead and add a video. I'm going to go ahead and delete the motion capture data that's on here so we can see it from scratch. And I also want to take this video into the Unreal Engine 5.7 over here, and we're going to apply that data to these characters. Since we have a boxing arena here, this is in real time in the Unreal Engine, and so we're going to be able to see the motion capture data in real time on these two characters boxing. So I'll go back to iClone over here. Make sure that you're on the first keyframe. Let's remove the motion capture data on these characters. So I'll select the character here, select that data, remove it. So the character goes back to a T-pose, and this could be any CC character. So these characters are ready for animation. I usually prefer to do this in quick mode, but I wanted you to see all the nice shadows. If you have a graphics card that can support it, then you can actually do this. So let me move this over here for a little bit so we can actually see it. And we can also gonna delete this so you can see how it starts from, like how it adds that plane in there. So when you're ready, just click on add video, find the video of the actors that you're gonna be using. Get this window, and you can trim this by dragging from right to left or from left to right. Just cut out what you don't need and just find a spot like right here and click on detect actors. Now remember, you're going to do this twice. So we're going to start with this one, and you can do full body or you can do upper body. If the character is sitting behind the desk, you could do upper body. And you definitely want to include fingers. That's the beauty of this, is that you don't need like gloves for MOCAP Suit. This is all going to capture that without gloves, you know. And when you're happy, go ahead and click apply settings. That's one that's been trimmed. And then you can go ahead and add another one. Pick up that video again and detect actors one more time. Select the one that you need, just this one. Okay, and go ahead and apply settings. The same thing, full body includes fingers, apply settings. So now we have two of these, right? The first one and the second one. So when you're exporting this, once you apply on the characters, you just export the one that's on the left and then one from the right. So once you're ready, then go ahead and click on generate. Now here, before you apply generate, you can apply this to a plane, just like you saw in the first part of this video, but you can also use a billboard. The billboard will turn with the camera. So whichever way you turn, it will always be facing the camera. So we'll just do plane for now. And it's going to put it in this folder right here. If you don't want this, you can put, again, pick a different like folder. Let's custom. And you can only queue up to 10 max. So right now, as if you had a scene, if you had a video that had multiple characters, then you could go through and then extract one at a time, select each character at a time. And then when you're ready, just click on generate. And then here it will tell you that per task is going to be 250 and free. So I could have used my free one to do the initial test, but it's going to save me that one by using one of these. So go ahead and purchase. And depending on the length of the video, this process might take a long time or just go real quick. And I've noticed that there's a difference between how long this takes compared to the one on Quick Magic. So if you go to Quick Magic over here, you see the difference here is that they're using V coins. V coins are different from DA points, right? So with the Quick Magic, it's gonna be whenever you generate a video from a mockup from a video, it's gonna depend on the length of the video, right? Whereas in iClone, every processing session is 250. So you need to like budget it. If you plan on doing like a long clip, I would suggest that maybe you start with Quick Magic and then test it out, right? Test out a short clip, like maybe like 2 seconds, see how well it does. And then you can use iClone to do the full animation so that then you can apply it directly to the character, because it's 250 DA points. it doesn't matter which size. As long as it's a session, the session is going to cost you 250 DA points. Just keep that in mind so that you don't feel like, oh my gosh, I only have 1 second and I used up all my 250 DA points. Just this is a different way it's working in iClone. I'm reiterating this because I want you to be aware of the cost implications so you're not surprised. At least you are aware that when you do a processing of a session here, it's 250 DA points. When you do a processing in QuickMagic, it's going to be a different, it's going to use V coins, but it's going to depend on the length of your video, right? So if you're just doing a test, just be willing to spend the 250. Just that I want you to be, don't be surprised about it. I don't want you to be surprised about this. So as you can see, it's going through and processing the character. All right, so this one has been processed, and when you select it, it will show up as applicable that you can apply to the character. So I'm gonna do this one because that's the first one we applied. Click on apply. As you can see, it matches up with that character back there. So if you play back, isn't that cool? And what's really neat is that here on the ground, you can see that the animation is pretty stable. Like if you compare it to the video, you can see how well that lines up. And this is without a motion capture suit, guys, right? So this plane can also be moved up. So just select it and press W. So make sure when you're scaling this, you make sure you're on the first keyframe. That way it stays in its place right there. Okay, so when you're ready to do the other character, again, go back to this one that's trimmed over here. And then click on generate. Again, make sure always you rewind the animation, click on generate, and then patches. And again, this is going to take anywhere between maybe 2 to 6 minutes, again, depending on the length of the video. So you can see it processing over here. So this one took about 5 minutes to process. So just keep in mind again that this is it can be a lengthy process depending on how long the source video is. But now that it's ready, it has changed from generate to apply motion. So now I can select this character over here and apply the motion. And now we have the two animations side by side. And we can actually move this over here. We can actually close it for now because we're done. And when we rewind, we can see the animation back. And it lines up very well because it's starting from the beginning of the animation or the source video to this. So this is really cool. And one of the things that I definitely think is worth investing in is editing the finger animation. Because as you can see, as the character comes back, as we go over here, right there. So depending on how far this is, you can go to the first frame and then either bring the characters back closer together and then go to the point where they hit each other. And because this is a different camera angle, you need to look at it from this angle as well. So, and go ahead and then start trimming, editing, fixing whatever you don't like. Like you see how right there, the hands are intersecting right there. We can decide to move this back a little bit. And then you can see how the fist is a little bit different. Also pay attention to the difference between the distance between the two toes at that. So, and I would also look from the top as well, which you can't do with the source footage, but at least you can do it here in the scene and then adjust accordingly. So this one, I could maybe move it a little bit here, over here a little bit, and then come back to this viewport and then press play. And one other cool thing about this, because now that we're in iClone, This was so effortless, you didn't have to import it, just dropped the animation onto the character using the video mockup plugin. But what's neat is that the character, if you select one of them and you go to the animation tab over here, you can go to edit motion layer and then start fixing even some of the fingers. Because remember, this is not a mocap suit, so it's not going to be super accurate with the fingers. It's only going to depend on the two angles. But you can come in here and select the fingers that need to be fixed and then adjust accordingly, right? And you can also adjust the fist, like when he has the fist, see how it fixed that part. And then you can also go to this other one over here. The left hand, do an actual fist like that. That's what's really neat, that you can fix all of this, adjust the shoulders on the first keyframe. And then when you're ready, you can also close this and go to this guy over here and see how the arms are intersecting. Again, because this is not a mocap suit, there's some things that you're definitely going to need to fix. So we'll go here, go to the shoulders, and we can press E to rotate. Make sure you're in local rotate here. So want to move this up a little bit. So move this in a tiny bit. This whole arm. So once you put in some additional time, you can see that the animation is going to look much better and you'll be able to fix all those little things that need fixing, right? So that's what's really cool is that, and I'm usually animating in quick mode where there's no shadows, but once you turn on the high mode, then you can actually render an animation out of here that you can use on your YouTube channel, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever. And you can render in portrait mode or in landscape mode. But if you want to render even faster, you can send these animations to the Unreal Engine, right? And then apply to a Metahuman. You can send the entire scene if you want using Live Link. Like you go to plugins over here, Unreal Live Link, and then you can use Unreal Live Link to send the entire scene into the Unreal Engine. Or you can select this character and this one. So make sure you save. Don't forget to save your scene. Select the character that you want to export. Go to File, go to Export, Export FBX. And then under here, make sure you select Unreal UE5 skeleton under the target toolset preset. Make sure you set it to 30 frames per second and then include the range from 0 to whatever, right? And if it's a character that has like maybe an outfit and it's like a CC3 plus character, then you can also delete hidden faces and all of that. Right now, we're just sending the animation because we're going to apply this to a Metahuman. Click on Export and you should be able to do that. Do the same thing for this one. Same thing, select it, go to File, Export, Export FBX, right? So when you're done, here in the Unreal Engine, we have our scene that we've set up already. And I'm going to go ahead to the folder where I imported some of those characters. So here is the left character. And on the right hand side is again the right character. So the way I did this is first I imported these characters. So if you want to use these characters that you see in the scene right here, you can export them as FBX and import them into the Unreal Engine, right? And don't forget to install the auto setup so that the textures are all auto processed. But if you want to apply to the Metahuman, then what I'll do is go to select the character, go to your content folder over here and go all the way back so you can see. Go to all up at the top. It might be showing item, but click on pack and then make sure you have this installed, the pack for CC5 characters. So double click on it to open it and then select HD Aaron over here. Select the character that you're going to need to replace. Double click on Aaron and that Aaron character can replace this. Remember, we're just sending the data, but the reason I'm using HD CC5 characters is because it's already prepared to be compatible with the Metahuman animation data. and also supports the Metahuman rig. So the data that comes in from these other characters that are not native CC5 characters, you're not going to have like a straight up conversion. So this is important. It could be a female or male character, but the most important thing is it has to be a CC5 character, HD character, right? So when you're ready, select that one and go to File, Export, Export FBX, and do the same thing. Go to Unreal Engine UE5 skeleton, 30 frames per second, the range, and you don't need this, because really we just wanted the animation, and you can export that when you're ready. Same thing on this side, select this character, double click on Aaron or any one of these HD characters. It could be Arena or it could be Aaron, right? And these ones, the CC3 Plus, are not yet converted. So you make sure that you first convert that in Character Creator 5 before you can use it. So right here, it's applying the character and automatically it applies the data to her. So when I rewind and play back, you can see it's the same animation applied, right? So we just select the character again and go to File, Export, Export FBX, do the same process like you saw me do earlier, Unreal Engine 5, the range, you don't need that, and then export. That's it, right? So now that I'm in the Unreal Engine, I'll show you the ones that I already imported. So these are CC5 character 1 and CC5 character 2. And the animations are right here. And actually, when I double click on it, you can see the animation. You may not see the visualization of the mockup data, but you can see it here. So what I did was I duplicated this so that I don't mess up the original one. But you can also right click on this animation. There are two files that are coming. One of them is for, it says UE5 at the end, but then there's also this one that has the actual temp motion. That's the one that you need to use. So right click on it and then go to retarget animations up at the top over here. And then on the target skeleton, you can pick the base skeleton for the Metahuman, right? For me, I have it's in here, but mine it says shoes 121 woman male. This is actually the skeleton for the medium woman. So I'm just going to select that. It may look funny, but it's actually the skeleton. So depending on how many characters you have in your scene, yours might actually show up with a different Metahuman skeleton. So I'll scroll all the way down here and I'm going to select CC, like this one is in the character number 2. So it's going to be the right character, which is CC5. So double click on this and you can see it as retargeted, and click export animations over here. I'm going to make sure I name this right 3 and then underscore, and then put it in the folder where you have the animations, video mockup, boxes, and this is number 2 over here. Again, this is an example so that you can do the other one as well. And click on export and click export. And once it's done, if you close this, so this is the file that has been exported, right 3 underscore. Make sure you save all. So that animation that is now ready to be applied to the Metahuman animator. So right now, I'm going to add a level sequence. Click on add level sequence over here. We're going to put it in our sequencer folder, and we're going to do a new folder, create a new folder, video mockup, open it, and then give it a name, video mockup says 01. Save. Okay, now we need to add these 2 characters to our sequence over here. So just drag Bob first and delete the Metahuman control rig because we don't need that, and also the face rig. And then we select Ada, go to outline and make sure Ada is selected, bring Ada in. And again, we need to delete the control board and delete the Metahuman control rig as well. Okay, Now we have one character on the left, so we have to apply the animation accordingly, right? So on the body over here, this is the folder that we have. So I have the character one, this is on the left, and this one is on the right over here. There's already one that I had converted, retargeted. So go back to the sequence over here and select the body, click on the plus sign, the track here, add an animation, and we're gonna type in left 2, and that's the mockup file that we added. So it's over, she's over here. We can rewind. It even doesn't matter which character you want, depending on who you want to be fighting. We can just move her over here, and we'll be able to rotate that. If I press play again, you can see the character with the motion right there. So that's animation that's been retargeted. And so now we need to apply the other one on this character. Let's go to the body, added animation track over here. And we're going to say right 3, just like I showed you over here, right 3. And there he is. So if I play back, you can see him ready to box. So now we can actually place these characters how we want. You know, we can use the rotation over here. You can move them a little bit closer, and then let's press play. Just move them closer to each other. So when rewind, there it is. That's cool. So guys, that's what I wanted to show you, is that you can use video in iClone to create motion capture data that you can then apply to a Metahuman. And as you can see it over there, we turn on loop. Characters are boxing. Oh, she just got hit in the head. And the cool thing is that you can add as many characters as you want. Like if you had someone on the ring side over there watching, you can do mockup and you can rotate around this scene and see how the characters are interacting, and then adjust accordingly, and then do the lighting, right? So I hope this was helpful, guys. So the key again was, this is a partnership between Reallusion and Quick Magic, and they've made it possible to include video mockup inside of iClone, so that you don't have to export and import files like the way we used to. Now it works seamlessly, and you do need DA points to be able to process it inside of iClone, but make sure that you just value those DA coins, because each session is going to cost you 250, whether it's 2 seconds or it's 10 seconds. Just keep that in mind. So I would recommend that you test out it with Quick Magic, just like a 1 second test, see how well your characters are doing. Then come back to iClone, and then you do your full transition over here, conversion, so that you can get better mockup, a longer length of it. The maximum is 1 minute of the processing. So just keep in mind as you're working on your story and your short film. So again, thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I was just showing you how we're able to import the video into iClone, convert it into mockup data that we're able then to send to the Unreal Engine and apply to a Metahuman, as you can see over here. And you can edit this as much as you want and make it, refine it to make a much better animation. So thank you for joining me, guys. See you in the next video. As always, dare to dream big. Do not give up on your dream. And please stay safe. Much love to each and every one of you. Bye for now. I'll continue to keep you in my prayers.